What is secessionism? Have you ever wondered why some groups want to break away from their countries? This brings us to the topic of secessionism. So, what exactly is secessionism? It is the organized effort by a distinct group or region to separate from an existing state. This can mean forming an independent country or joining another state. In the field of political anthropology, secessionism is not just a legal or political act. It is also a social process influenced by collective identity, cultural differences, and group dynamics. At its core, secession happens when a group decides to part ways with a larger political entity. This decision often stems from a shared identity, which can be based on ethnicity, language, religion, or history. When people feel that their cultural practices or interests are not respected by the central government, they may seek more control over their own affairs through secession. From an anthropological perspective, collective identity plays a vital role in this process. A group may see itself as fundamentally different from others in the state. Feelings of discrimination, economic disadvantage, or political exclusion can reinforce this sense of difference. Over time, these feelings can lead to narratives that highlight the group's unique traditions and history, often portraying them as being under threat. Such narratives can strengthen group unity and encourage support for separation. Secessionist movements often start small but can grow into larger political campaigns if they gain enough backing. The success of these movements relies on their ability to rally people around a shared identity and common goals. Sometimes, these efforts lead to the creation of new states. Other times, they result in prolonged conflict or negotiations with the original state. Looking at real-world examples, secessionism is rarely a straightforward process. It typically involves complex negotiations and, in some cases, violence. The original state may resist losing territory and population. The outcomes can vary widely, from peaceful separation to civil war, depending on the historical, cultural, and political context. In political organization studies, anthropologists investigate how secessionist groups organize, build support, and interact with the state and other groups. They explore the roles of leaders, the use of symbols and rituals to reinforce identity, and how international actors may influence the process. In essence, secessionism arises from perceived cultural, political, or economic mismatches between a group and the state. It is driven by a strong sense of collective identity and the desire for self-determination. Understanding secessionism helps us see how groups form, mobilize for change, and how these actions impact both the group and society at large.